the beginning of time, man has left his mark. Graphically, first with paint, and then with ink. Nearly 600 years ago, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press and changed the course of civilization. From that day, printing has remained a mechanical process, able only to duplicate the same image over and over again, until Landa's invention of the digital printing press.
When Gutenberg first invented the printing press, though he surely didn't imagine the technologies of today.
This powerful technology will impact all printing markets, from packaging to personalization, and from book publishing to short-run color printing. So where will all of this lead? Do you know where this leads? It leads to the run length of 1, to the individual document, to the targeted publication, to the personalized product. Anything that can become digital will become digital, and certainly the printing industry will be a digital industry. Wow, I have seen the future, and it's worth waiting for.
Today, digital printing produces billions of high-value printed goods. But despite its many successes, digital printing remains a niche technology, producing fewer than 3% of all printed pages in this $900 billion market. Why has the industry been slow to replace mechanical printing with digital? Why has Inkjet, invented in the first half of the last century, failed to penetrate mainstream printing? What is the difference between Inkjet and nanography? When will digital printing finally be able to match the quality, speed, and cost of offset printing? Here to answer these questions, the inventor of Indigo electrophotography and Landa nanography, holder of over 800 patents worldwide, ladies and gentlemen, Landa.
So ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good morning. Good morning again. You know, for 25 years, I led Indigo's team of scientists and engineers in the development and then commercialization of the world's first digital color printing press. And then, when the company was acquired by Hewlett-Packard, I redirected my focus to an entirely new field of research, nanotechnology for alternative energy. That was 15 years ago. Now, with a growing team of some 500 scientists and engineers, we at Landa are developing new nanotechnology breakthroughs. They range from nanocosmetics to biopolymers, from nanomedications to nanometallics. It is that research that led to the development, to the invention of nanopigments. And the nanopigments led to nanography, and that we unveiled 4 years ago here at Drupa. But before we talk about the future of printing, I would like to tell you how nanotechnology is already now changing our lives. Well, that went well. Now where was I? Oh yes, nanotechnology is the science of ultra-small particles. Particles so small, they're measured in nanometers. Billions of a meter. How small is a nanometer? Well, a sheet of paper is 100,000 nanometers thick. And since I started the sentence, your fingernails have grown 10 nanometers. Nanomaterials enable the creation of extra hard coatings, super strong materials, and of course, beautifully rich colors. In collaboration with the leading companies in their fields, our scientists and engineers at Landa are applying the power of nanotechnology to create products that enhance our lives. We are creating a new kind of automobile paint that will enable cars to have breathtaking luster, purity, and depth of color. We have developed nanopigment filters for television screens that will impart unprecedented contrast and superb picture quality. We are working on nanomaterials to increase the efficiency of solar cells while lowering their cost, helping solar energy replace fossil fuels to make our planet a cooler, more sustainable place to live. For the cosmetics industry, we synthesize nanomaterials that are super absorbers of dangerous ultraviolet radiation, protecting your skin from solar damage, aging, and cancer. We have also developed a new hair color technology that uses nanopigments to produce vivid, long-lasting hair coloration without harsh chemicals. Soon you will see Nanotech food labels, letting you know exactly when the product is no longer fresh, putting an end to wasted food, saving billions. But perhaps the most exciting of all nanotechnology opportunities is in medicine, where our nano-drug delivery technology will enable faster, more potent, targeted treatments to fight pain, cure disease, and save lives. So why are we telling you all of this? To illustrate how nanotechnology will impact our lifestyles, our economy, and our businesses. And there is no business that will be more greatly affected than printing. And not just by nanography. Here at Drupa 2016, we are unveiling a new nanotechnology for producing metallized graphics called nanometallography. Metallized graphics are widely used, especially in labels and packaging. Upscale products commonly employ metallization to make their products more appealing. But the use of metallization is limited because it requires the use of foils, which are expensive and very, very wasteful. Here's how nanometallography works. A single layer of metal nanoflakes is formed on the surface of a donor roll. Only 50 nanometers thick, the nanoflake metal layer is offered to the conventionally printed trigger image, transferring it only in the image area where it bonds instantly. Since only the metal used in the image is consumed, there is zero waste, enabling nanometallography to cost half of conventional foil printing. It is fast and easy to use, simplifying the production of complex metallized graphics. And unlike foil, nanometallography is microwave compatible. Landa nanometallography can be used with virtually any printing process, whether mechanical or digital. But that is not the reason that most of you are here at Drupa. Most of you are here because you're probably asking yourselves, what will be the next digital printing technology in our digital era? Will it be inkjet? Will it be nanography? And what's the difference between them anyhow? The fundamental difference between inkjet and nanography is that with inkjet, wet ink contacts the paper. But with nanography, there is no wet ink paper interaction. You see, ordinary paper stocks, coated or uncoated, all absorb ink. When the wet ink contacts the paper, it penetrates the paper. That means that much of the pigment ends up not on the surface where it can absorb light, but buried deep inside the depth of the paper, wasted. The ink can even be seen through the back of lightweight paper stocks. And because the wet ink also wicks along the paper fibers, the images are not sharp. This inefficient use of ink means that you have to use a lot more of it to get acceptable densities. But more ink means more water soaking into the paper. So much water, in fact, that drying becomes very difficult. High area coverages become difficult to dry, limiting high-speed inkjet to either low density or high area coverage jobs such as books and transactional mailers. Moreover, because different papers have different absorptions, print quality is entirely substrate dependent. So, substrate dependent. So, how does inkjet attempt to deal with this problem? Well, if you can't print efficiently on ordinary paper, you have to use specially coated papers to control ink penetration. But, hey, thank you. I'm over here. But specially coated stocks are not only more expensive, they're not what your customers want. How do you think your customers will react when you tell them they have to use specially coated papers? Of course, because they want you to do their jobs on the papers they choose. Now, don't get me wrong. Inkjet is a great technology for home and office use, as well as certain industrial, commercial applications. But to replace offset printing, you must be able to print at high speed and at high quality on all paper stocks. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not inkjet. Now, how is nanography different from inkjet? Well, I invite you to have a look. The nanographic printing process begins with the ejection of billions of microscopic droplets of Landa nano colorants onto the special image conveyor blanket.
Each row of ink injectors adds its own color of nano ink. Each droplet of nano ink lands at a precisely designated location, blending with other droplets to create the final colored ink image. As each droplet lands on the heated blanket, it begins to spread and lose its water, becoming thinner as it does so. When all of its water has been evaporated, the ink becomes an ultra-thin, dry, polymeric film. Let's look again. As the nano ink film spreads and dries, it becomes only 500 nanometers thick, the thinnest ink image of any printing process. The completed 4 to 8 color image is now ready to be transferred. Because of its unique properties, Landa nano ink images have the amazing ability to bond tenaciously to any paper or plastic without penetrating the substrate. Upon transfer, the nano ink film instantaneously bonds to the paper, forming a tough laminated layer, leaving no residual ink on the blanket. Nano ink images can be transferred to sheets or webs of any ordinary coated or uncoated paper without any kind of pre-treatment. Since nano ink images are already dry, they can be coated in line with conventional UV or water-based coatings, and printed goods can be immediately processed right out of the press, even in the most aggressive finishing equipment. And all of this with superb print quality at offset press speeds. Let's talk about print quality. As we have seen, the dry nano ink image is fully formed well before being transferred. That means that no matter what kind of paper, smooth, rough, absorbent, non-absorbent, even plastics, there is zero dot gain, no ragged edges, and no strike-through. And all are printed with identical high quality. But there is much more to nanographic print quality than just dry images and sharp dots. You see, conventional pigments, which are hundreds of nanometers in diameter, don't just absorb light, they also scatter light. Scattered light severely limits color depth and purity. Landa nano ink, on the other hand, is comprised of nanopigment crystals that are merely a few tens of nanometers in size, which have zero scatter. This enables nano ink to print deeper, purer colors with the broadest color gamut in the entire printing industry. So broad, in fact, that 4-color nanography covers more colors than 6-color offset printing. And 7-color nanography covers almost all of the world's leading brand colors, making special colors a thing of the past.
So what have we seen? We've seen that nanography enables you to print on any paper with offset quality. Is that enough? Is that enough for all printing to go digital? No, of course not. If you have any paper and offset quality, you also have to have offset speed. So let's talk about speed. What would a digital press that runs at 13,000 sheets per hour, what would it look and sound like? That is our S10 press running at 13,000 sheets per hour. In fact, all Landa sheet-fed presses have that capability. And that makes them by far the fastest commercial quality digital presses on the market. Well, not quite. There is a faster press. Ladies and gentlemen, the Landa W10 web press is a 1 meter wide press that prints at 200 meters per minute, which translates into 17,000 B1 images per hour. Well, surely that means that is the industry's fastest press. Wrong again. There is one press that's even faster. The Landa W10P publishing press is a twin-engine press running at 200 meters per minute, which means that it can produce 2 million magazine pages in a single 8-hour shift. These Landa nanographic presses are 3 to 24 times faster than any other commercial quality press in the entire market. Would you like to have a closer look? I invite you to look at this video. The Landa S10 nanographic printing press is the industry's highest performance sheet-fed digital press. It is designed for folding carton, displays, signage, and other single-sided applications. It is equipped with AQM, Active Quality Management. Developed together with partners EFI and AVT, AQM scans every pixel of every printed page, ensuring flawless output with every sheet sellable, fully automatically without operator intervention. The Landa S10P nanographic perfecting press for commercial printing applications, as well as the Landa S10, both employ time-tested robust sheet feeding systems from our partner Komori, ensuring precise, reliable operation 24/7. Both the S10 and the S10P are capable of printing at a breathtaking speed of 13,000 B1 sheets per hour in straight mode, while the S10P can deliver 6,500 double-sided B1 sheets per hour in perfecting mode. The Landa Operator Cockpit is a 21st century command and control center that is a press operator's dream come true. It provides fingertip access to the entire press, touchscreen job management, and user-friendly interactive machine controls, live video feeds from 10 press locations, vital signs indicators, ergonomic convenience, adjustable inspection table with backlit registration, troubleshooting indicators, instant replay problem analysis, remote support interface, even a personal bulletin board. Here today for tomorrow's digital press operator. The Landa W10 nanographic printing press is a 1 meter wide web-fed press designed for flexible packaging, paperboard, laminates, and other single-sided applications. Printing at 200 meters per minute on a broad range of plastic packaging films, metal foils, paper and board,
the W10 is ideal for producing a wide range of packaging and industrial products. The Landa W10P publishing press is a twin-engine, two-sided web-fed press for magazine-quality publishing applications. All Landa presses are driven by digital front ends, developed in partnership with industry leader EFI, which operate at a mind-boggling data rate of 80 gigabits per second, making them by far the most powerful ever created. Landa nanographic printing presses bring the power of digital printing to the packaging and publishing markets.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our presentation. It goes on. There's more. There are more entertaining parts. There's booming and dancing and fun and all those other things. But now I'd like to get back into our press event. And so with that, I would like to just summarize where we are. You know, a lot has changed in the last 4 years since we all met here at Drupa. Can we have the house lights on, please? Thank you very much. That's obvious when you wander around. It's very clear that a lot has changed. But there are some things that are a little less obvious. For example, in the past 4 years, our company has grown tremendously. And we've been joined by a partner. The partner is called Altana, which is one of Europe's leading specialty chemicals companies. You might not know the name Altana, but you surely know their brands, Bic, Actega, Eckhart, Elantes. Altana is owned by Mrs. Susanne Klotten, who is also the major shareholder of BMW. So what this equity partnership brings to Landa is not just valuable industry expertise, but also enormous financial strength. So what else has happened these past 4 years? Well, 4 years ago, we unveiled nanography prototypes. Today, we demonstrate a full line of industrial engineered, robust printing presses that printed offset speeds at offset quality on any paper. Did I neglect to mention at the lowest print cost in the industry? We've also strengthened our management team. We have, I forgot, wrong order. We've also Great. We've also strengthened our collaboration, our strategic partnership with Komori, and you will be hearing more about that momentarily. And very importantly, we've greatly strengthened our management team. Now, you know, when I started Indigo 39 years ago, I hired people just like me, around 30 years old, young, inexperienced, right out of school. And we did magnificent things. But it took decades. Now, some of you may know, this week I celebrate my 70th birthday. So thank you. This second time around, I don't think I'm going to take decades. So we've done it differently. Right out of the chute, I hired experienced, seasoned business executives from the industry to manage and lead this company. Strong engineers, strong scientists, strong managers, strong marketing people, the best of the best, many of whom have been with me for decades. But to bolster this, to top this all off, we hired a CEO who happens to be one of the youngsters I hired more than 20 years ago. Today, a veteran, a seasoned, experienced executive from the industry. His name is Yishai Amir. Yishai Amir took over the role of CEO this past year, and I'd like to introduce him to you. Yishai created Indigo's label and packaging business. He built the photo business for Indigo, and then he went on to manage strategic marketing before moving to the United States, where he became vice president and general manager of HP Graphics division, which includes for all the Americas, which includes Indigo, IHPS, the high-speed Inkjet, Cytex, and DesignJet. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce you to Landa Digital Printing CEO, Yishai Amir. Please, Yishai.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here after the introduction of Benny. I feel so young. And good morning, everybody. I'm so pleased to be here with you today. And yes, I've joined last year. I joined Landa last year. And I do have the pleasure of presenting to you what we are introducing and what we are announcing this Drupa. I know you're very interested to hear about the product, about the customers, but you know it all starts with the people, and it starts with the team. So I would like to ask the management team of Landa to stand up. This fantastic management team, please stand up just for a moment. We don't have time to introduce this fantastic management team that was able to bring this amazing technology to market, which is fantastic achievement. Thank you very much. And talking about bringing this technology to market, we have started 3 regions which are already running, and I'd just like to make sure you're aware of the people. We don't have the time, again, to meet with them, but later on you can catch up with them and throughout the show. Nachum Coleman, leading the Americas, please stand up. North America, Latin America. Okay, Mark Schillemans, Mark, leading EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And Michael Mogridge, leading Asia Pacific. Thank you very much. These guys are leading all activities, business development, marketing, sales, and customer support. Very important roles, and they are going to take those products to the market with their teams. Okay, so now let's talk about the products. You will all walk out, you've seen some of the presentation, you will walk out of the booth, you will see the S10, 2 presses that we have here for folding cartons, for point of purchase, printing, live. You will see the S10P, targeted for commercial printing here at the show. You will see the W10 for flexible packaging, mainly for flexible packaging, but also other web applications like paper and cardboard applications. Again, printing here live at the show. We are announcing today, you have it in your press kit, we're announcing today also the W10P product. It's the fastest high-end product, highest speed, highest quality for publishing and direct mail for high volume applications. Again, high quality. You have seen the video. We don't have it here on the floor, but this product is amazing, and we'll talk about it later on. You will also see, and please find the time to go and see that, because this is again amazingly innovative, and it's bringing nanotechnology into printing in different ways than nanography. And this is the nanometallography, the way to apply graphics into the print in such a way that you don't use foil, therefore no waste, and half the cost. And at machine printing speed. Amazing solution. Look at the samples, look at the results. It's really fantastic. So these are the products. And now let's talk about the customers. We are glad here to announce, I know you're very interested, we get those questions all the time. Who will be your customers? We said, stay tuned. We'll tell you about that. We're starting to announce basically our 5th beta customers, and let's start with the US. We're announcing Imagine, the largest point of purchase player in the US, a very leading in-store marketing solution, very advanced solutions to take the S10 product for point of purchase application, high scale, on demand point of purchase applications. We're very proud of that. And again, stay tuned, you'll hear more about that later on. And now let's go to Europe. Drupp is a leader in the digital printing in terms of in folding cartons, and now moving more and more into digital printing, building a huge site of 3,000 square meter. Drupp is very known, you should visit their factory, very known in terms of efficiency, in terms of automation, and again the S10 is going to stand at the center of this production line, and we are very, very proud to have Drupp as our S10 beta in Europe. Let's go to commercial printing. As you know, very big market opportunity for us. And here we are pleased to announce Landa, a major leading pan-European player, to take the S10P for beta testing. As you know, Landa is known as an innovative, creative leader that is introducing new solutions, high growth to the market. And we have here with us Peter Zomer. Peter, please stand up. We are very, very excited to have Peter here with us. Peter is the CEO, is Executive VP and CEO of Landa in Europe. Now, I'm sure that many of you know Peter. We know Peter for many years. Peter is a leader in the industry. Peter sees the future. He usually looks and he knows what's coming next, and having Peter, the Landa's team, choosing our technology, choosing our product and becoming the Landa beta site is fantastic opportunity for us. Thank you, Peter. Thank you and the Landa's team for the opportunity, and thank you for the partnership. We're really, really proud of it. Thank you so much. Now, when we are covering, we talked about the people, we talked about the technology, we talked about the products, but as you know, we have a major goal. The technology, the product, the solution that you will see outside are able to cover and basically to capture major share of this huge $900 billion print opportunity in all segments. And we're going after all of them, and you'll see that. And going with those solutions, we need an amazing team, we need amazing technology, we need amazing customers that will be able to be pioneers and move with that, but we also need strategic partnerships that will help us to scale up worldwide. Now, Drupa 2012, we have announced a partnership with Komori. We're very proud, and Benny mentioned that, to show how and basically how this partnership is coming to fruition. If you walk into the Komori booth, you will see a Komori product powered by Landa nanography. Over there printing the Komori NS40. So this announcement about that partnership that we have made over there came to fruition. You can see the results. We're very proud of this partnership, and Komori will help us to take to market this opportunity and basically get our goal of bigger share in the market. Now we're also very happy to announce here at Drupa 2016 two major strategic partnerships. The first one is with Quad Graphics. And you have the press release in your hands, and I'm sure that everybody is familiar with Quad Graphics. Quad is a worldwide player, it's a market leader in the US in the publication market. It's also covering other markets such as packaging and others, but the major market leader in publications. And you'll see the title of the press release that you have is that Quad Graphics decided to adopt nanography, Landa nanography, as the next printing platform. And again, I think this is self-explanatory, but it's a major opportunity for us to work with such a market leader that can help us to go and penetrate publishing market. Now you've seen that we're having those solutions in the publishing marketing, especially the W10P that we're announcing today, but of course other sheet-fed products. These are all coming together and will help us really to get the opportunity and offer those solutions to the publishing market, and this strategic partnership with Quad will certainly help us to do that. The second strategic partnership, which we are very proud of, is a strategic partnership with Simpress. And again, you have a press release also over there, and all the beta announcements are also in your press kit. The Simpress strategic partnership includes a decision in buying 20 Landa presses. This is probably the biggest transactional deal in digital printing, maybe commercial printing, that ever happened. Simpress, as you know, is the leader in mass customization, focusing, of course, in digital and looking how to scale up their capacity, how to continue and grow, and using web to print and other solutions. So we're very, very proud of this partnership. It will enable us, this is a worldwide, of course, deal. This will enable us to grow the market and get into new opportunities. We're very proud of that and very excited to have Simpress as a strategic partner of ours. So yes, I know, it's a lot of news, a lot of products, a lot of showcase you haven't heard from us in the last 4 years, and now everything is coming together. And as you can see, it's a big step for Landa, but it's a huge step for the digital printing market, for the digital printing industry. Huge step. I'm in the digital industry, Benny mentioned that, for 22 years. The customers are looking for the right solutions. They're thirsty for solutions that will help them really to move to the next stage. And Landa is here with nanography and with nanometallography to go and help to penetrate those markets and help our customers to grow. For me personally, being 22 years, fifth Drupa, since Drupa 95 when we first introduced here at Drupa the Indigos, this is an amazing and exciting opportunity, amazing time in life to go and see this all happening and changing the industry again. And this is very exciting, and I'm so glad that you are here with us and part of this excitement, part of this event. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you later. Thank you.
Stay with me. Let's move back a little bit so we're in the better light. There we are. Now, we're very pleased to take your questions.